Hi all, it is 14th of December, Saturday 2024. I just wanted to do a quick little vlog to say what I've been doing the past few months. I just had my psych session and I've been doing a lot of EMDR therapy as well as DBT therapy as well. I gotta say it's been pretty intense the past few sessions using EMDR, which is reprocessing memories and also strengthening good feelings and good thoughts as well. So it can be used both ways. So in preparation for tackling the difficult negative memories, my psych did spend a lot of time strengthening my good thoughts, good feelings, kind of like making a happy place, if that makes sense, that you can go back to when things are distressing. So it was very personal, very intimate, and very raw, but it's been pretty successful. So at the last session we reprocessed one of my bad memories from my childhood, and I realize now those feelings that I had from that, traumatic memory for me was feelings of helplessness, feelings that I'm on my own, that I have to tackle things on my own. And I can see how that bled into my adult life. So it was really nice, and I felt really powerful to overcome that memory and to have it be further away from me, in the sense that it didn't have as much power over me, so that I could be more present instead of always going back to these bad memories. So that's kind of the end goal, is to be more present, to keep these memories in the past where they belong, and to kind of finalize these memories and have a bit of closure. So that was really intense, and it left me feeling really tired the past 2 weeks before this session, which then I reprocessed another memory. This time I did dissociate too much for the EMDR to be successful. So we tried to do, I forgot the term she called it, but I think it's reimagining a situation or re-scripting a situation, if that makes sense. And so in this bad memory, she inserted herself, or tried to insert herself in there, and make it a more pleasant memory. And so she explained that it's almost like your brain confuses what you've imagined and reality and kind of mixes it together, so you can reprogram that memory to be more pleasant, and then that's what you'd remember it to be when you do try to recollect that memory, because you've done so well reprogramming it. So at the end, when I was trying to recollect this memory, I did end up feeling her presence in this situation, and I felt more relaxed, I felt more calm. It went from me, in this memory, I'm panicking and I'm very distressed, to just being calm and, as she said, just chilling out with her in this particular place. I was skeptical, and I was open with her about my skepticism, and even at the end of today's session I did say I'm still a bit skeptical about whether, the first session felt really definite, like it felt like the EMDR was very gave me a very, very strong sense of closure, and like I really rewired my brain, whereas this one, because we couldn't do that, and we had to do this different method, it felt make-believe, but very strangely enough, even though it felt make-believe and what we were doing was make-believing, when I tried to recollect the bad memory, I had her there and I felt her presence in that memory, and it felt much less distressing, and it felt like a neutral to okay memory. I am open to it. I'm open to all kinds of therapy that, you know, we've been going through so far. So we'll see whether this was literally just, you know, me make believing and me willing it to be a different memory. So we'll see whether that sticks. But yeah, that's been my journey at the moment. My kind of mental health journey is just really getting into the nitty-gritty of reprocessing memories, going back into these difficult triggers that set me off, and trying to eliminate them one by one, to get some closure, so that I can eventually live the kind of life that I want to, where I'm just constantly in the present, and I'm able to, you know, worry about things in the now, instead of carrying baggage from the past that is unimportant, I guess you could say. It's unimportant because there's so much more to worry about today. That, you know, that being said, my child is a toddler now, so there is so much going on now in the present that I really just want to be there in the present and use all my energy for that, because I don't have time or energy to wallow in what's happened in the past. And I have to accept that these memories do come up for me a lot, and so that's why I'm working on changing that. And I keep going because I want to be a better person, and I want to be a better mom for my child, and I have to do this hard work. I have to put in this work so that can come true. I've been working full time during the week, every second Saturday, and it's been hard. It's been a hard year, but in saying that, I know and I feel that I've also become a stronger person. I'm not going to lie and say that it was all rosy, like, for instance, putting my child to daycare for the first time, which I did shortly before enrolling into work, because I just wanted to get a taste of it, and it had to be done, even though I was such a nervous mom, and there was a bit of separation anxiety for myself. For him, not so much, but for me, yes. And I wanted to push and persevere past that, because if I, you know, model that kind of behavior of being this nervous, neurotic mom all the time, then I'm just going to inevitably raise a son just like that. And I don't want that for my son. I want my son to be strong and confident, and have very high self-esteem, and you know, have critical thinking and all of the above. And so I'm trying to heal so that I can be the best parent that I could be for my child. That's really what's pushing me the past year or so. So it's a lot of hard work, but it's definitely going to pay off in the end. And hopefully my son, by the time he's sentient and can have some core memories, he won't remember me going through all this, and he'll just see the finished product. Yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. Till the next one. I just want to show you all that Theo is so fixated on something up there. Yeah. You want to hold? You're going to turn it off by accident, baby. Here, look. I'm just going to show I don't know if anyone else can see something that I'm not seeing. I don't see anything up there. What are we looking at?
No.
Yeah. So the thing is, Theo keeps pointing up there as if there's something up there to see. Isn't that right, baby? And he looks at it like he's scared. And all I can see is a smoke alarm. He'll give me this weird look, and he'll try to say what he sees, and he can't speak, so he's speaking a language I don't know. It's really weird. It is currently the 11th of June 2025. I wanted to do a little update. So I'm still traveling along with my psych every month, and finding different ways to help with my BPD, and doing basically DBT and CBT, but mainly DBT therapy. And I just wanted to update that I've been feeling pretty stressed lately. And the thing is, I knew that I probably did have some elements of ADHD. I noticed it in my 20s, but it's never really hindered my day-to-day functionality or my relationships with other people or even work. It was never getting in the way of me functioning at work, me getting my tasks done. I was pretty good for the most part at, getting bills paid, replying to emails, things like that. What I'm noticing now, I'm currently 30, turning 31 in a month or so. I'm not doing so well in focusing, staying on task, even staying on one thought is very difficult for me. And I'm kind of reaching a crescendo with it, where I'm overstimulated all the time. I feel like I've got sensory overloads happening. I'm forgetting to do things, not meeting deadlines, whether it be paying bills, getting stuff done at work, and I'm just not completing tasks or doing things and getting things done as well as I want to. And the thing is as well, I'm getting stressed so easily, and my anxiety is pretty crippling at the moment, and it's quite high, and I'm just not functioning day to day at the level that I want to be, and at the level that I know I can be. I'm just not reaching it anymore. And when all of this, plus throwing a kid into the mix, having a 2-year-old at the moment, I'm really struggling with staying cool, calm, and collected for him as a safe parental figure. Now I'm just getting so heated all the time. I'm getting so frustrated. Overstimulation. Just quick to anger and quick to get upset, and that's not really how I want to be. I don't want to be that kind of parent. And yes, I am doing BPD related therapy, and tackling those kind of thought processes and things that are not helpful for me anymore. And so that's traveling along fine, but day to day I think the anxiety and the ADHD is really ruining me right now, ruining my my quality of life is jeopardized. So I'm going to see my doctor again in about 2 weeks, and I'm gonna just ask him to do the ADHD assessment, which I understand you have to see a psychiatrist to get the proper diagnosis. That's kind of what was roadblocking me, because I know it's going to be very expensive to see a psychiatrist as opposed to a psychologist. But in saying that, I do pay $300 a session for my psychologist every month. So, and it's rebated, of course. So it's got to that point now where I'm kind of questioning why I'm letting myself suffer, or why should I suffer and be miserable. And the collateral damage is Andrew and Theo, which is unfortunate. And so if I can get some kind of help for it, I think that's what I need to do. I'm also going to tell my doctor and just ask him if there's any way that I could go on any maybe anxiety medication in the interim while I wait for a spot with the psychiatrist. I don't think I've ever been on anxiety medication. I don't even know what the field or what there is for me there. I have taken SSRIs before, a few different types. The very last one I was on was Lexapro, and I'm completely clean of that. And I know that one helped with depression, but mainly anxiety. At the time when my doctor had a review of my medication, he was asking why I was on the Lexapro, and I said, well, for my anxiety. And he said, how's your anxiety? And I said, terrible. To which he then asked, well, then why are you on this? And that just speaks for itself. So I weaned off that, and during pregnancy I really weaned off it because I was on a very, very high dosage. And so it was scary at the time because I didn't even know who I was without the SSRIs anymore by that point, because I was just on such a high dose. But the way I am now, I'm still pretty anxious. Going off that medication, I didn't feel like my life was threatened in any way by any thoughts or anything. I wasn't I'm not, I know I'm saying I'm very anxious now, but at the time weaning off it and everything, I didn't feel extra anxious, or I didn't feel like my life was disrupted in any way by getting off that medication. So I'm thinking I might need some sort of anxiety medication, and I'm happy to explore that with my doctor. It is a doctor that I trust. So yeah, there's a lot going on right now, internally rather than externally. Externally, everything is traveling along really nice, and Theo's at such a wonderful age where he is just learning and copying and absorbing everything like a sponge, and it's just really beautiful to see his personality blooming at the moment and coming through, as he discovers things that he likes and he doesn't like, and forming friendships, relationships with the family and everything. It's been a joy to watch, and it's a privilege to watch as a parent. and you know, this further further emphasizes the fact that I need to get my shit together and I need to get my mental state together so that I can really properly raise my son into a stable, safe human being that has his emotions together and everything, because I don't want him to mimic my kind of frame of mind, which is always panicked and always anxious, and I don't want to transfer that to him at all. And I just want to be more stable for him and more put together. So yeah, that's where I'm at now, and I don't know where it'll take me, but hopefully somewhere better than this.